The 2014 film Nightcrawler is without question one of the best films to come out that year. The characters are interesting, the acting is terrific, and the story is both engaging and compelling. This is certainly one of my favorite films, and it's without question a great film that does a lot of things right. Directed by Dan Gilroy, who was making his directorial debut, this film stars Jake Gyllenhaal as Louis Bloom. He is a stringer who records violent events that take place late at night in Los Angeles, and he sells the footage to a local TV news station. You know, I really enjoyed this film because there's a thin line between unethical journalism, consumer demand, and of course, everything that Louis Bloom does in this film that makes him despicable and selfish. You know, I love the cast in this movie. Riz Ahmed, Rene Russo, and the late Bill Paxton. Those three there in the film, they also were the highlights. Their characters were interesting. When you have Louis Bloom being the stringer and getting involved with all of these crimes, and you know, he is a complete sociopath. Seriously, the amount of crazy things this guy does in this movie, he should have been thrown under jail. But, you know, I do like how the ideas of employment, capitalism, and other things in this film are represented. You know, not bad for a film that a lot of people have cited as being one of the best movies to come out that year. There's not a minute wasted in this movie. And not only that though, but when you see what Louis Bloom does to get his cover story, then you question his ethics, his morale. And one thing I will say is that while this film ain't perfect, it more than delivers in terms of story. If you somehow never seen this film, check this one out because this is quite a remarkable movie. One of the main questions this film answers is how far would a news coverage team go in order to get the top story? And I have to say pretty far. In comes Nina. She's the morning news director and she has no sensitivity. If it's a violent crime, she puts it up on the morning news. And basically, when she meets Louis, this is a spoiler warning, but in the film, Louis, he propositions Nina to sleep with him. Otherwise, he walks and goes to some other news station. And that's why I have a complaint, not about what happens in that part of the film, but the mere fact, we don't see these two being intimate with each other. Yeah, they're not together, but this is a rated R film. How can you skip over that entirely and not show any of that intimacy that they talked about in this movie? Nonetheless, though, you do feel bad for Rick. He is a guy who needs money, and so when he trusts the wrong person, well, it doesn't do too well for him. I won't spoil that part of the film, but I will say that Louis Bloom, he is a complete crazed sociopath. He can't be trusted. In the beginning of the movie, he assaults a security guard in order to get his watch. He's a common thief in the beginning of the film, and then throughout the course of this film, he gets worse and worse. He does some pretty shitty things in this movie, I must tell you. It's just all over the place. And one good thing about this movie, it's not too long. It's less than 2 hours. Most films today, they be 2 hours, 2.5 hours, and they overstay their welcome. Even the good ones. But this one right here, it's pacing real well. This is certainly a very engaging film. I had a fun time with it. And while the main character isn't likable, he does a lot of things in this film to make you question how far would a stringer or a journalist go to get the main story. Still, nonetheless, though, at the end of the day, this is a film that is very compelling and it just has an awesome story. I'm giving this film an 8 out of 10. You know, shouts out to everybody who worked on this film. They did a remarkable job, especially Jake Gyllenhaal. He made the role of Louis Bloom his own. It's no wonder he's considered one of the best actors in Hollywood. This is a great movie. The acting is great. The story is very compelling. And I really didn't have that many problems with this film. This movie won several awards when it had released a few years ago. And that says that it's some top quality filmmaking. And there is a lot of remarkable things that are presented in this film. And that's my review of the film Nightcrawler. Okay, leave your comments down below in the section and let me know what you think about this film. Alright, this is Slim Guy 172 saying peace out.